Bigger than your city in the realm of rap.
Yeah.
So you just so happen to be from that location, but your peers are this top person in North Carolina, this top person in New York. So it's like, if you never aspire to be bigger than your city, you're just going to be good in your city. And that'll just be where the coffin is. That's where your radius will lie. That's, but it's a testament to looking at the landscape, the rap game, and it's 2023, and where is it going? Is the move to New York? Is it the move to, right now? And I would have never said this over the years, but it's like, yo, go to Buffalo, because it's like Buffalo got put on the map in the last 8 years.
I thought Atlanta has been, like, when I was in high school, Atlanta was the rap capital. But I don't, like, that's
when were you in high school?
2014 through 2018. I've been out of high school 5 years.
So it moved away from New York to Atlanta?
Like, when I was in high school, everyone
everyone
that got big was out of Atlanta. 21 Savage, Migos. Like, there was a huge wave of Atlanta guys that got huge, and people were moving down. Young Thug, all those guys opened their studios down there.
I follow none.
But Young Thug's the guy who just got the RICO charge.
What's RICO?
RICO, it's like mob.
Federal drug?
Yeah, it's racketeering.
Yeah.
It's like,
so you're mobbing.
Yeah, you're doing mob stuff. You have your organized crime. RICO is organized crime.
So I got out of anything mainstream rap a while ago, but it was always New York. But then as I was coming up, it was always New York, and then the West Coast was trying to make their way in, and then the South started trying to make their way in.
And you can never forget Chicago.
But it was always, but Chicago was always just like a.
Well, Chicago's Chicago. They put on for their own people too.
Exactly.
Chicago and New York are the cities that, like, love their people more than, like, LA. They're not gonna love you the way that if you're from Chicago or New York, your city will eventually put some love up for you. Mm-hmm. LA, I don't know if they'll ever do it.
No, because they're soft. I mean, but like. Nope, soft only in acting. So like, when we're talking about like West Coast rap, they do, and it's new. Like, I don't mean like it's new, like it just started, but it's like when Snoop Dogg and Dre and all them cats was coming up, it wasn't called West Coast rap. It was just called gangster rap. So then after it got out of gangster rap and it went, someplace else, Kendrick Lamar kind of opened the door for
GOAT.
And it's like, it's weird. I just don't think of him as like an LA rapper. I just think of him as just like a top ass rapper.
I just think of him as like top 3 rapper.
Yeah, top 3.
Modern, at least. Like,
I can say that.
You can go back and say that some of the older guys, like, that what they did for the rap game over the time is way more of an impact. But right now, Kendrick and J. Cole are like inarguably top 3 to me.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
It's like, I actually I slept on J. Cole for a long time.
Oh, and he got big when my freshman year of high school. So it was like his triple platinum album was my freshman year of high school. So it was like,
which one was that?
2014 Forest Hills Drive.
Okay, that went triple platinum.
Triple platinum with no features. Only man to ever do it.
Only man to ever do it?
With no features. He made the beats. He had no one else on any of his songs. He produced and performed on every single song, and no one else has done it with, like, there's not another person on the album but J. Cole.
Like, I just put that on my Apple thing, and there was 2 songs that some dude told me to listen to, and I was like, okay, and because he was like, this is his favorite Cole album, and I listened to it, and I like it. But it's not pushing out the realm of the other songs that I'm listening to currently. So like, I listen to it every once in a while. I know he's good.
No Role Models. I could listen to that.
No
any
Role
day.
Models. That's
Wet Dreams. That song will get you laid. That song will get you laid.
That one where he switches that beat up a little bit, where it sounds like it would be a, what do you say? Like it sounds like it would be a club track or something. He says something along those lines, but the beat's very ethereal and.
Oh, A Tale of Two Cities. That one goes hard.
I think that might be it.
Oh yeah, A Tale of Two Cities is good. It's the one where he's like pull up on him at the light, and he's like talking about like he got basically at the beginning. It's like they pulled up on us at the light, took our stuff, and then he's like, then we pulled up on him at the light, took his watch.
Yeah, man. Okay, I'm gonna go back and listen to that with like a new. Because the thing is, I was listening to it. I didn't know about the whole triple platinum thing.
He's the only guy. I mean, plenty of people have went triple platinum, but he's the only guy to do it without anyone else on the thing. It was all from his. Like that's something I really respect.
That's new for me as well, because like I didn't consciously know that features help stuff become popular.
Well, features into producer. Like if you have a producer who's making your beats, some people love producers. I mean, like Benny Blanco, he's freaking insane. People didn't know who Benny Blanco was. At least I didn't know who he was for a long time.
What's his song that would make?
Well, he's a producer. And a ghostwriter, and he kind of stayed behind the scenes making super popular pop hits. Yeah, like he had some of Justin Bieber's hits, some of Kesha's hits. Like he's writing these hits, and like he did a lot of work with Juice WRLD. But he didn't put his face out into the public name until like pretty recently. Yeah. And he kind of just was like, hey guys, if you go look at his Wikipedia, since 2000, he's been making top 10 songs every year, and he ghostwrites for whoever wants him to ghostwrite.
Well, and I mean that's kind of what Pharrell was doing before. Like Pharrell and
The Weeknd.
He was a ghostwriter and a.
People say The Weeknd wrote all of Drake's stuff that popped off like after his first two albums.
Lyrics?
People say The Weeknd was writing his lyrics. But that's a whole thing you don't want to get into because Drake stans will get mad at you for that. But
I wouldn't go down that pathway just because I could imagine Drake having.
I mean, you get that big, you have ghostwriters. You get.
No, I can imagine Drake having an entire fucking god awful team of writers. Mm-hmm. One, he doesn't strike me as the type that was like, "Yo, I got a pen and a pad, and I'm about to go nasty on somebody." No, I got a pen and a pad, so I'm gonna get my team to go nasty on somebody. Like he has a team.
Yeah, I love Drake, but I don't listen to much of his modern stuff. I listen to everything from 2012 and before.
Before Holla at Your Boy. That's where he.
That was what I mean.
I'm and find your love, and I'm and find your love. I'm like, yeah, I fuck with you. I get some pop shit.
You heard first person shooter?
Started from the bottom.
Started from the bottom. No, yeah, that's like 2013.
But that's like, you didn't start at the bottom. That blows my mind.
Yeah, I mean, I always said that when I was younger. I was like, how does he say started from the bottom? Because like I think one of his parents was a doctor.
He was in Degrassi.
Yeah. Well, he could have been poor as a kid and got booked as an actor.
But you're not at the bottom anymore. If you're rapping about poor as a kid. Go. Poor as a kid. So share blah blah blah. Shitty ass thing, roaches everywhere. Degrassi. You're not poor anymore.
Yeah, but he started. If he started, it's before.
But I don't know too many people that's like, yeah, I grew up poor.
And then I got on a sitcom.
But at 8, whatchamacallit, I still identify as poor. Nah, I'm saying like when you get shit later.
Yeah.
And you go, yeah, I grew up poor.
Yeah, I got poor after I moved out.
That's what happens when life starts knocking at your door.
Yeah, I got poor by myself. I started in the middle, went to the bottom.
but like even at like started at the bottom, now I'm here. In the rap world, you start at the bottom. Like we're talking about your struggles to live and survive, not you as a kid with a roof over your head.
Yeah.
So it's
you're not doing anything but being a kid.
In the rap world, it's fucking Mob Deep. Them cats was like 14 talking drug shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, kids in Baltimore started drugs early.
Drake will get you killed though. He'll send people after you.
Who?
Drake will.
He'll send people after you. That's like, I'll get someone to go to the grocery store for me. Like what?
There's
nothing gangsta about you having people work for you.
Yeah. There's the big conspiracy is that he killed XXX Tentacion. Look at me. Fuck on me, that dude. Look at me.
Oh.
Fuck on me.
I know nothing about him.
Yeah.
I just know he's not alive, and I heard maybe like some snitch stuff, but like the name alone, I wouldn't have fucked with him. And like, cause it's all about, I'm judging books by covers. And
yeah, you got pulled up on in Florida in his car and shot by 3 guys.
But you know, I could care less. Like, bye.
Yeah, right after his beef with Drake.
Because what did he? What beef? And he got killed. Like, here's the thing. Like,
Yeah, he said Drake had ghostwriters and stuff, and Drake did not like it.
Oh, do you know how many people are saying he has?
Me. I just said it right now, but I don't think Drake's gonna come for me.
No, because it's not like this is gonna go anywhere. So it's like, but
hey,
here's the thing.
Hey, there's gonna be 50 people who watch this podcast.
It's not going anywhere after that. I mean, like, so homeboy said he had ghostwriters, and he was on a platform to where people were listening to him, and they're like, "Oh, can't have that." It just may not be enough to get somebody murked, you know? Because like, there was people that got murked for like snitching, and there's people that get murked for like looking at you the wrong way, like, fuck you, clown. Like Black Thought went to like New York or something, and in Black Thought's songs, he was very conscious with his rap, and there's this. You ever heard of 5%ers?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so it's I ain't gonna get into it, but it's kind of it's almost like it's a mathematician's Nation of Islam type thing.
Okay.
So it's deep like the Nation of Islam, very mathematics heavy, and it's vernacular heavy. So it's like you say certain things and people think you're one of these 5%ers. So he would talk like that, but he was in New York and he just got jumped.
Yeah.
Because he was like, yo, son, because he didn't know, because it's known if someone asks you what today's mathematics is and you out here capping like you're a 5%er, if you don't know what today's mathematics is, you could get fucked up. But this was 90s.
Yeah.
You know, this is back in the 90s, maybe 2000s type shit. People would get roughed up over little shit.
Oh, yeah.
When you are in a shiny suit and dancing around on stage and people, he has ghostwriters and they're like, you know, like it's not even worth it for you to get somebody murdered.
Yeah. And so, yeah,
it makes you look more like a pussy.
Yeah, it's a conspiracy that Drake had him killed just because something Drake said in his song about, he said something about silencing the X in one of his songs right after he died. But like also,
then you wouldn't snitch on yourself either.
He got pulled up on in Florida. He's driving I think he's driving a Wraith. He just got famous, just made a bunch of money. He had like $20,000 in cash in his glove box. He got like, that could have been anyone. Anyone could have been like, oh, X is in town, X is in Florida. Like, Florida people are wild.
People are wild.
People are wild.
Yeah. So it's just sometimes conspiracy theories are just goofy.
Oh yeah. You ever heard like why they say like the Florida man memes are what they are? Like everyone says, oh yeah, Florida's the craziest place. These Florida man memes. There's always these Florida man things, but the reason we all know about everything crazy that happens in Florida is because they have open public records, like in a way that other states don't. So like anything that happens there, we can look it up, and like in other states, they hide their crazy shit.
Yeah,
that's like one of the reasons that people think all these Florida, like, oh, it's like Florida man got shot like 25 times while he was eating some dude's face off on Crocodile, you know. But like that happens. That probably happens here too.
Yeah, I mean, there's crazy stuff that happens. It's interesting. You know, you say Florida has like these open records, and yet, I hate that I'm going down this path, man. But there was this stupid video saying that in Miami there was aliens in a shopping mall,
probably,
and they showed photos of like police. They said it was like 120 police cars, like just.
That's a lot of cop cars.
The photo alone made me go, what? You know, but like all the footage that people had wiped and all this other stuff. So like they got open records except for
criminal records. Yeah, criminal records are open.
Yeah. But like, because I'm sure someone would have the footage, but it's It's like they're throwing. Okay, if you have 120 cars, because it was. I
That's
didn't count.
insane.
It was insane because it was like it completely blocked an area. There's
Yeah,
flashing
something's
lights.
up.
Something was up, right? So like, if you have that much resources, I'm sure you have enough resources. A team of individuals scouring the internet, looking for that one instance. I'm talking about a team of hackers. But then here's the other thing. Who cares?
Yeah.
So like if there was like some alien footage, and I'm talking about like there was people that witnessed it with their eyes, and there's footage on, that they're trying to upload onto something.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares?
So they
What secret are we keeping?
They came out and like put out that whole thing during COVID about the UFOs, and they changed them to UAPs, and now but like they're making it public, all the sightings that the military has listed of these UFOs.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite conspiracy about that is that they're telling us that they're UFOs because they're testing some crazy military technology that looks like UFOs. They're like some nutty drones that are way faster and way crazier than anything we have.
We're having an information war right now. So right now they're just doing a bunch of stuff to see where belief is. Here's the problem. There isn't a good enough test. There isn't a good enough test to see if something's working. So all you're creating is confusion. And it's like, I liked it better when we were just in the dark, because now with all this confusion. So like,
Yeah, there's too much information
that
out
makes
there.
sense though. That makes a lot of sense. You go, oh, we got this footage for UFOs, and it's like, so if you see one, it's a UFO, not the shit that we're working on.
Yeah, not our new drones that we're going to use to attack people.
Yeah, a new technology of something that defies the laws of physics or whatever.
Yeah, some
here's the other thing.
gravity based.
I just still don't care. Like motherfuckers are talking about moon landing being faked. I don't care.
Oh God.
Like it's
Like I don't care if it was fake or not,
yeah.
but when people get going and they're mad about it, they're like, it's fake, and if you believe it, you're blind, you're a sheep. I'm like,
Blind
oh,
of what
who
though? Like here's
cares?
the thing, bro. They just gave you footage of it. What's the evidence against it? When someone goes,
Well, they say the footage is all bullcrap because the flag is flapping like there's wind, and there's no wind on the moon.
but there's movement.
Yeah, so I don't know what the moon's. How would I know
That's what I'm
if a
saying.
flag
Like-
would flap
like,
on
here's
the
thing.
moon?
They're going, there's no gravity in space and all this other shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or the moon doesn't have fill in the blank. But it's like, how the fuck?
Well, the moon.
If you already think that was faked, how the fuck do you know the conditions on the moon then?
Well, the moon isn't real. The Earth is flat, and that's just a projector screen that the government puts up for us to have a pretty picture.
But here's the thing. Why? Like, they don't have a good enough reason why. Like,
Yeah.
I'm saying there is no benefit to going, hey, guys, that's real. There's none.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The U.S. raced against Russia to
get
go
to the
to a
moon.
place that ain't real. So that means, hey, Russia, you and I got to both be in on this.
Mm-hmm.
We're both going to race to some place that isn't real. And you know how Russia is with things. They're like, cool, buddy, we'll do this. What?
Is Russia real? You could keep going with the when you
Russia?
when you get that deep.
Israel? Coincidence? I think that is real.
Oh,
no,
man.
it's so whack. But when they say that whole thing about, like, how could they get footage if that was the first steps on the moon, who was holding the camera? It's like, you don't have to hold a camera.
Yeah, there was a camera on the freaking landing drone or whatever.
Fucking send a dart. And it lands and it's sticking there. Hover over an area. Put something down. Okay, now pull over here. This is where we're going to drop down so we show footage, because here's the thing. Everyone's watching.
Yeah, there's no reason to fake the moon landing unless the only thing that they fake. The only reason that there's ever like anything that I believe to be fake is like,
Breast implants.
yes, but those are great fake. They're good fake.
Those are deep fakes.
They're deep fakes for sure. But like I don't like if it's gonna be fake and it didn't start a war, it's probably real.
Fake and didn't start a war.
Yeah, if they say it's fake and there was no war started over it, it's real. Like stuff that's fake is that Iraq had nuclear weapons. That was fake. They never had nuclear weapons. But
we did start a war.
But we did start a war. So that was actually fake. If there was a war started over the fake thing, it was actually fake. If there was no war, it wasn't fake. It was real.
Well, there was a war on terrorism.
There was a war on terror.
So you're telling me we never had Twin Towers?
Tower 7's kind of sketchy in the Pentagon.
Oh, man, I just wrote a joke about that, man. That's stupid. So, like, I could care less about a damn conspiracy theory because it's like,
They entertain me.
I don't get the benefit. Like even if it entertains you, the people that get all hyped up, I'm saying, like, I don't understand where these benefits come from, because no one does anything without benefit.
I'll tell you a real conspiracy. The goddamn sugar industry funding research that says red meat gives you heart attacks in the early 1950s. That's real. That's a real conspiracy no one talks about. The sugar industry funded studies that say red meat gives you heart problems, and the red meat consumption keeps dropping. The American red meat consumption goes like this from the 1960s on, right?
Yeah.
Heart disease goes like this, goes straight up. Huh.
Coincidence?
And who put all the money into those studies that said, oh, someone who's going to benefit from...
So, like, there was a...
That's a real conspiracy.
So there was this thing with fat-free.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was this huge campaign for fat-free.
Skim milk has twice the sugar in it as whole milk.
So when they went to this thing where they were avoiding stuff with fat, they started hiking up these sugars that didn't have fat in it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just the sugar level. So there was this huge sugar kick, sugar spike. Cereals, all cereals have sugar. All this, like, we went sugar.
Mm-hmm.
All because we were trying to avoid, like, fat, when the key is actually knowing the food that you're fucking eating.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I'm not about to get all
we talk about
health nut.
I've talked about food a lot on here because the food pisses me off. My mom's like a food hippie.
Yeah.
So, like, the shit that's in food pisses me off, like, to my core.
I'm doing it. I'm doing that now, where I'm not trying not to put poisons in my body.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, bodybuilders, you know what they eat when they want to get big? They eat meat and fat.
Yes.
They eat more fat. They're eating more avocado. They're eating more olive oil.
But it's
more
the good
ghee
stuff.
butter. Yeah, ghee butter, olive oil.
These motherfuckers are tripping because they just don't. It's capitalism, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wants to play conspiracy games. I'm saying it's capitalism games. Someone's trying to benefit. Someone's trying to pull the wool over. Someone's like, hey, I could sell another one. You know, I could just get another.
But pulling the wool over to sell your product is conspiracy. They're conspiring to sell more product against the good of the people. They're conspiring, knowing damn well what they're selling is not good for your health.
It is very
but
semantical.
They want to make more money.
It's semantical to try and split whether it's conspiracy or whatever. I just know the drive to benefit your shareholders is...
Yeah.
I mean, we've had a drive for the American dollar for a minute now.
Oh, yeah.
So
until
what do you think people are going to do? You put me in a position, and it's like, make these fuckers happy so I can stay rich, and enjoy these labors. Like, the new slavery is an economic one. It's a financial slavery.
Oh, and yeah, it's like almost the American dream is enslaving the middle class to be middle class forever, generation after generation.
I gotta tell you, every single person, from upper, middle, or lower, is enslaved.
Yeah, if you're not in the 1%.
1% is still enslaved because they still have to make decisions to keep us doing the same goofy thing.
Yeah, but they're the royalty. The 1% is the modern royalty.
And if you think royalty is a good thing, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They still have to make these. I don't have any sympathy, but I don't have any loyalty for any of these motherfuckers. I'm saying every single person within this fucking scheme has to do things. The poor just have to keep staying poor and needing the government handout. The middle have to keep working toward this goal, thinking they're going to get into the upper class.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the upper class has to let a couple of these motherfuckers make their way in. The upper class, they got to keep buying their yachts and their Jaguars. The 1%, they have to keep eating babies. You know, you got to keep fucking kids. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta stay young. You gotta drink that baby blood.
Like, listen, no, but I mean, whenever you just puncture one of those little booty holes, like that keeps you young as fuck, bro. Have you ever just popped that brown cherry?
Well, Epstein sent me the invite. He got all hung himself before I got there, you know?
He got hung up on it. I feel you on that, man.
Man, and like global warming, it's cold as fuck outside right now. How
the people that get caught up on the fact that it says, but see, we're so dumb as a society. We're getting semantical. Like, I'd have a debate with someone, they would take me for my actual words and go, well, that doesn't mean, and that doesn't mean. It's like, could you at least, out of all the words that I've used, get my point and not get caught up on, you know, if someone goes, global warming is pretty cold outside to me. Oh, because now you get another bunch of lefty goofballs that are like, okay, well, let's change the name to satisfy these window lickers that say it's pretty cold outside for this. So climate change. Mm-hmm. We keep changing names. The Guardians.
Nothing changes. Yeah, you change the name, but what does that change about anything?
We're not doing a fucking thing. It's a bunch of look over here, and now this is happening. We're goofy as fuck. We're goofy as fuck. Changing the name, thinking that we're they're not homeless anymore. Yeah. They're structurally
they're unhoused
or unhoused. I can't.
There's a bunch of them.
It's a bunch of word salad that you're doing, man. A whole bunch of leafy nothingness.
If you change the name to the Guardians, it doesn't change the fact that we killed all the Native Americans.
That's it. And even if we historically we did. Oh well, we named something. Oh well, as long as your fucking organization isn't doing anything out of the ordinary. Mm-hmm. So I'm talking like you don't just have some red-faced guy going around woo, 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 you know? Mm-hmm. That's insensitive. You know what I'm saying? But if you just go, this is the mascot. Here's the beauty of it. This is a mascot. They actually have mascot school.
Yeah.
So all your mascot has to do is just act like a mascot.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do anything culturally, anything.
Yeah. They're getting the Browns next.
Hey,
they're gonna make them change their name next.
You better be joking with
me. I am
now.
joking. No, imagine.
But they change them to the coloreds.
Oh man,
I'm so happy. That's one small step for brown kind. No, I'm serious. That would be hilarious to me if they changed them to the coloreds.
No, they will. The one day they're gonna get the Vikings. They're gonna be like, the Vikings were bad people. You can't be the Vikings.
No. and then you're gonna get white people going, no, there's pride in that. And you had these motherfuckers that storm capitals like, you change this name, and we'll, you know. But man, it's just so goofy. Just a bunch of changing names, and it's like, okay, going down the pathway and not getting racial. Back in D.C., there was a basketball team, and it was called the Washington Bullets.
Mm.
And they changed their name because D.C. was like just a huge crime capital. They changed their name from Bullets to the Washington Wizards.
We're going to burn those boys at the stake.
Did crime disappear? No.
People out there stopped using bullets, and they're like, Avada Kedavra!
Oh my God! You getting robbed at Wandpoint, dude? I like your sneakers.
That'd be terrible.
Oh God, that'd be so fucking crazy.
Oh man, they hit you with the Wingardium Leviosa and take your sneakers off.
Like raise them up here, and you're like, thank you, thank you. And away with you.
Man,
that was deliciously funny. That would have been a funny sketch 20 years ago.
I just watched the whole Harry Potter series over at Christmas time. Me and my girl sat down. We're like, let's do a Harry Potter marathon. That series is actually really good.
Matifier on there. When you said over, did you watch it over or you watched it over a certain time period,
Like I watched it
or both?
for the second time,
So
but
both.
I watched it like over the course of a week. We watched
Both.
one every night. Yeah.
So your modifier was for both.
Mm-hmm.
It was like you watched it over a certain time period.
Man, dude, my pipes froze because it was so cold out this week.
Mm-hmm.
I had to go down. There's a crawl space with our water pipes, and I had to go down there and thaw out the pipes.
How'd
and
you do it? By
hair dryer.
Oh.
To go down there with a hair dryer and thaw out the pipes, but I thought, you know what? Maybe I should get a shovel and dig through these walls to find a couple Jews.
Oh, why would they be here? No, so like that whole thing.
That's hilarious. That's the funniest news story of the year. I mean, the year's short, but it's
Yeah, I was
a
about
great
to
news
say,
story.
Because that's going to be so forgotten, especially how they control the media. But, like it blows my mind that people are trying to keep it like hush hush, because if you mention the story, they've tricked us so much to where if you mention Jews, it's just going to be anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
Which is such a Jedi mind trick. Like you're only allowed to talk positive. The second it's negative is anti-Semitic. It's similar to like when it comes to constructive criticism or feedback to women.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I don't think there's any problems with digging a couple Jew tunnels. There's no. I don't think that's
illegal.
negative or positive.
It's illegal.
Yeah. So is a lot of things. There's a lot of illegal things that I'm cool with.
Let's talk about it.
Drugs, prostitution, the main two. I think those should all be legal.
It sounds like that'd be the only two. Name some other shit.
Fist fights.
You think fist fights should be legal?
Yeah, like a
Is there
dueling,
gender involved?
No, I think you should be able to honor a one-on-one dual fist fight.
So it'd be okay if I just squared up with a chick.
Well, if you and her both came to a dueling agreement, like a
signed contract, like an NDA.
Yeah, like an NDA of some sort. Like, all right, we're going. No, this is a fight for like, because I think women have equal rights. They should be able to fight a man if they desire.
Yeah, they need to.
If they wanna fight a guy, and like I think if anyone wants to have a one-on-one fight and both parties are wanting to fight each other, no one should be able to get an assault charge. Like I think that should be fair.
Here's the thing. Here's where it's unbalanced. You're saying if both parties wanting, which rarely is the case, there's one side that's going to abuse the fuck out of something, because if one side assaults, they're not going to get a charge. If the other side assaults, they will get the charge. So with two people wanting an agreement, you won't get that. You're gonna. It's very unfair and very. So it just means the benefit is on the individual that can go in, ham you up, and never get an assault charge.
Yeah.
Because if you press charges, you're a pussy.
Well,
and also they still wouldn't get an assault charge.
Yeah, I think. Well, if you like assault someone, that should still be a crime. But I think there should be some type of way where two. At least men. I guess we could
go ahead. Yeah. Get out here talking about equality and then going right to men should have this. Go ahead.
At least anyone. Anyone should be able to.
You can keep saying anyone, but there is one gender that does not play games with violence. Because they get away with murder.
I just think if two people want to fight, they shouldn't get jail time for it.
If two men want to fight, I need you to be clear with this.
If two men want to fight, they should be able to fight. But if two women want to fight, they should be able to fight too.
Which never happens.
Yeah, it doesn't happen, but they should have the option. They should have the choice.
Especially if they don't want to. That's like if you ever want your dick cut off, you have the option.
Yeah, if you want to, I think you should be able to.
I can go out on a limb and say out of 1 million men interviewed, 3 will go, all right, I'm ready to get rid of this thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the percentages. There's some people that want to get rid of it. Not many. But
out of 1 million,
I mean,
I'm at 3. That's what I'm talking about.
It's hard to want to get rid of something that you've been best friends with since you were 10.
Even closer than best friends. I'm in love.
Yeah,
with that thing.
That's my number one homie right there.
That's
and he looks like the number one too.
That's my wife. Mine looks like a number 8.
Number 8. Damn.
It's got tunnels and valleys.
Oh shoot!
Separation by like space.
It's got some tunnels in there. I didn't know
Jew
you had the
tunnels.
Jews. Yeah. Dude, it's so cold.
Jizz? I think not. Okay.
It's so cold out. I feel like it's a terrible time to have nipple piercings. It's got to be a bad week for nipple piercings.
Yeah,
I got out my car.
especially if you're a dude talking about nipple piercings. Fuck, is it still 2000, bro? Like, hey, the 90s called and they want you to get aborted.
Man,
Dudes with oh god. Okay, we get it. You're bisexual. I just felt like roasted. That's it. That's all. I just had a whole bunch of things. Yeah,
dude.
And I apologize for your nipple piercings.
Like, that's got to be bad though. I was in the shower today thinking like, oh my gosh, it was 4 degrees when I walked out of my house to go to work this morning.
You could just wear clothes though.
Yeah, but
Because like when it comes to heat transfer, it doesn't go around and find metal.
yeah, I guess that's true because you got some insulation in there, so you should be good.
I 100% know heat transfer.
Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it,
I have an engineering
if I'm
degree.
wearing a coat, my nipples. If I'm wearing a coat and I have metal in there, my nipples may be the warmest part of me.
Heat transfer works in a way where it transfers heat from one to the next.
Yeah, it has.
So like, were you heating your nipples up before and then you went out? Because that's the only way it would transfer anything. Metal doesn't just inherently have. It has to have been added.
Yeah,
And it slowly wants to go away.
yeah, but it
You
can
can just have a metal ball. You don't just take it someplace and be like, oh, it would. If you were sitting on it for a while, it
Yeah.
might stay warm. But it's like if you were to go outside, it would still just be the temperature of your nipples.
You don't think it would get like if you're shirtless outside in the cold though, they want to get colder first because it's faster. It's a quicker conductor than human body.
I think if you were shirtless because of that friction, you're an idiot. No, it would definitely transfer heat at a different rate than your skin.
Yeah, I was just thinking about nipple piercings in the cold in the shower earlier. It's just what I think about in the shower.
That's the science. Your joke still could work for people that lick windows.
Dude, that's my girlfriend. She's a window licker.
I'm in Akron. You're surrounded by them. I mean, like that's. I mean, it's Ohio. I'm surrounded. You know what I mean? Like I don't have too much pride in. I don't have too much state pride, man. You know, because I made the huge mistake of actually like thinking, and seeing like other cultures. And it's I don't have state pride. And if someone wants to get mad, be like, hey, I don't lick windows, you know, as they pause to lick a like it's motherfuckers don't take pride in being able to like think and hold like thoughts together.
Oh yeah, not many people take pride in their like nuance and actual like understanding and listening and like and most of the time when you say something, no one, like you said earlier, like you're talking about, no one hears the sentiment. They hear the words and they pick a word and they break down that word to the definition.
They latch onto it like
yeah,
but the thing is, like, I learned in my 20s about the nuance of words, and because I wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed. I barely graduated high school. I had to join the Navy. I did my Navy shit. I got out. I was very disciplined in many different ways.
Boats and bros.
Is that a song?
No, boats and hoses.
Oh,
From
that's pretty good. Boats and bros. Boats and bros. I'm blowing boatloads.
Wait, boats and bros, and you're blowing boatloads.
Yeah, man. When they say like if what they say, like 100 sailors go down in a submarine and 50 couples come up.
Oh man,
it wasn't on a submarine. There was a bunch of weird shit that happened with them. Yeah, but I do think our society is a little bit dim, and they're leaning into it because back when reality TV was becoming a thing in the early 2000s, that was like the beginning where I'm watching it, like people taking pride in like Real Housewives and that's my show and all these other things. And now we've gone past the taking pride in watching the downfall of society. We don't even know it's happening.
Oh yeah, people watch the Real Housewives and they're like, they're so crazy, and then go home and be a Real Housewife.
You're onto it. That's exactly what it is, man.
Man, I saw the best reality show ever this year or last year.
Oxymoron. That's an oxymoron. But go ahead.
Jury Duty. You ever seen it?
That's not a reality show, dude.
That's a
scripted drama, dude. Stop it. One, it is the greatest.
That is so good.
They will never be able to recreate that boy.
No, never.
Because I would have shelved that bitch for 2 seasons while I created 2 other versions of it that won't. Homeboy is great. His reactions, the way he looks, and his complete joy at the end of it, bro.
The guy they picked he was like a genuinely good dude.
Yeah, it was perfect.
He was a great guy, and that show could have gone 100 different ways depending on what kind of human you had in there.
That's not reality TV, bro. I don't ever want you to say that again.
I mean, I would think it'd be reality because it's a reality TV show about one guy, and I guess it is. I don't know what category of TV. Is that its own category?
Yeah, because I mean, social experiment.
Social experiment.
Because you hire actors that have the ability to improv, whatever direction it goes down. There's these boundaries. It's like the Truman Show.
Yeah.
The movie Jim Carrey made a minute ago. Like, you could do that everywhere, and it's like, it's not reality TV because it's not
all
coached up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this reality TV that's written where it's like you're just getting people beefing and you're having these arguments and you want to tune in for the drama. This is something where we're putting this guy in situations and we're seeing what his moral compass is.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
And
it's funny at the same time.
Yeah, it would be so different if that guy had no moral compass. That'd be so funny
But they wouldn't have put that guy there.
Yeah, it would.
Other thing
it'd be interesting to watch. I think it'd be just as entertaining to put a scumbag in there.
It would be, man. I haven't agreed with someone so much in a long time, but yeah, because it would be the true test. It would be the true litmus test on what we are as humans. Instead of, they know they picked the perfect person.
Yeah.
Now, stop picking the perfect person. Pick a random person, and we get to really see what people are.
Yeah. Pick somebody who's like sneaking to the bathroom to do a little math.
No. Pick a person, and then let it play out. Because they picked a lot of things with him. I know they did. You know, because I'm just sharp at this shit, man. But like, he worked well, man.
Yeah.
He looked. I mean, like, he had the look.
Yeah.
He had the look to where I'm like, there's no way he's a regular dude, because it's like he just looked like an actor as well.
Yeah, he did.
Like he was camera friendly. Like that was a good show, dude.
That was a good show.
I wouldn't mind watching that again.
Yeah, the thing that like I hate about reality TV is like my girlfriend will watch it, and like Survivor's not that bad. It's entertaining because the competitions are fun to watch. It's not that bad. I don't love it by any means. But what I hate about reality TV, and you can see it now all the time, is people will actually go on like TikTok and tell their end of the story after they were on a reality show and be like, yeah, they only showed the bits where I got into an argument with the one girl and I was being my worst self. They never showed me being normal. I was normal for most of the show. And they pick people to be the good guys and the bad guys, and they cut the show
that's the worst part of seeing how the sausage is made. Like, it's how it's been since the beginning. But they script these things, they edit these things. These things you will be taken out
of
context is key. They are controlling the narrative.
Yeah.
And what, you're surprised? Now, luckily these cunts have TikTok so that they can do that. But it's been how it's been since the beginning of things been.
Yeah. Did you watch that the Squid Game with the real people?
I gotta tell you, there isn't a reality show that I've watched ever since Road Rules.
Yeah. I don't know if that's
20 years.
Reality.
20 years.
It's more of a competition, right? It's a physical. Squid Games is like a physical competition.
Like, I'll tell you right now. Ever since I've been taking comedy serious, I don't have time for anything that's whack. So that was almost an insult to anything that you were gonna ask. but like I don't have time to watch specials. I don't have time. If it's not something that's like throw your pinkies up, Golden Globe, Oscar worthy type shit, then I don't have time for it.
So you're watching the best of the best, and then I think as a comedian, even if it's bullshit,
I used to be a big old like movie buff.
Yeah.
And like before comedy, it was music, movies, and fashion. Like, that was my shit.
Yeah.
So like there's the Cleveland International Film Festival, and I sat on the panel, and
Oh, really? I've been to that I've been to the Spanish speaking one like 3 times.
Wait, you speak Spanish?
No, I took Spanish in high school, and that was the trip.
Yeah.
By the end of high school, after I took 4 years of Spanish, if I would have went to Mexico, I could have had a conversation with a couple people. I could have ordered my food. I could have got on the train. But now I have nothing.
You don't use it, you lose it.
I have nothing.
I'm working. I still got the foundations. I'm gonna pick up my Spanish, learn French and German.
Yeah.
But the Cleveland International Film Festival, like I was part of the selection committee. I would watch shit, write up, and some of the shit, was picked.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on how the write-ups were, because they have these hundreds and thousands of movies that get submitted.
Yeah.
And someone has to watch them.
Yeah.
So and the reason I got put on that fucking committee, I was just having a conversation with someone outside of a dinner party, and she was like, oh, no, but she enjoyed how I was articulating movies and whatnot, and she was like, would you be interested? And I was like, yes, give me that
Hell
shit,
yeah.
motherfucker.
That's awesome.
So it's like when you say shit, it's like I have to, most of the time I know what the movie is, even if I don't have any plans on watching it, because I just feel, I see movies. I'm a movie whisperer, and if it's not at a certain whatever, I'm not even watching it.
Yeah, so you're not watching that new Kevin Hart movie on Netflix
at all. like the thing is, there would have to be something. Kevin Hart did a remake of a movie that may have won an Oscar. It was a French film.
Oh yeah,
the one where him and the guy in Breaking Bad.
Oh,
Mr. White.
Yeah, what's his name?
That dude. So the Mr. White plays like this handicapped guy, and he plays the handler.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like a drama with a little bit of comedy.
Yeah.
I'd watch a Kevin Hart movie like that.
Yeah, but you're not going to watch the new Heist movie that he just put out.
I might watch that.
It's actually, it was a good heist movie in my opinion. Like it wasn't the best. Shit.
Now, if you're already saying it wasn't the best, I'm probably not going to see it.
Well, it wasn't the best heist movie I've ever seen. But
name your best movie. Just name top 3 heist movies.
The best I liked
Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11 and Baby Driver. I haven't seen a whole bunch of heist movies.
Yeah.
But Ocean's 11's. I'm not a huge movie buff, but I like certain movies, and I just like
because Ocean's 11 are fun. It's fun and it takes you down some pathway.
I think it's not Ocean's 11, but it's good.
Okay.
I liked it. Like it was exciting. You like the characters.
I don't care about that shit.
But it's definitely not believable.
Okay.
You're not. It's got some plane stunts and shit, and you're like.
So it's like Jumanji, but with heists.
Yeah, it's a heist movie. He's not a funny guy in the movie. He's like,
he's kind of playing the this is happening to him.
Yeah, he's a heist. He's the guy who's in charge of a heist crew.
Yeah, but it's like and they're not playing it for the laughs.
No,
These
it's
things
not
are
a
just
comedy.
happening, and then the laughs kind of
there's a couple funny moments.
Yeah,
there's a couple funny moments.
So it's kind of a serious movie.
Yeah, it's a heist movie. It's a full on it's about the heist. It's he's this character who he thinks that he's an art thief, and he thinks that art should be in good hands, and so people he doesn't like, he steals art from them.
Okay.
He thinks he steals from shady people who are buying art, and he sells it to people he thinks are more deserving on the black market.
A thief with a conscience, and it's funny because it's like you're already breaking the law, so your judgment is impaired, but your judgment is the judgment used to decide where these hands are.
Mm-hmm.
And then how do you know? So he fucks kids, but then how do you know that this person over here doesn't fuck kids? Is it because your research isn't as good on them or whatever?
Yeah,
fuck them.
Exactly.
But no, he can go fuck as many kids as he wants.
But yeah, I think it's important to watch movies that are in the zeitgeist. Like I only watched the original Squid Game because it was in the zeitgeist and everyone was talking. So that's when it comes to as a comedian, what I want to watch. It's always what are people talking about. That's the thing I would like to know about.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever people are talking about. All right, let's do. We only got 10, 15 minutes left here, so let's try and get 2 bucket things here. So this is the Duke It Out podcast, and on this podcast, we like to duke it out, and you've heard argument podcasts before. They all have the same arguments: LeBron, Jordan, Chicago pizza, New York pizza. You've heard the points. You don't hear, you don't know who you're arguing for or what you're arguing for. You could get freaking pizza versus Hitler, it could be anything. So whatever you pull out of this bucket, I'm going to pull something out, he's going to pull something out, and we're both going to say why our thing is better than the other person's thing. Go ahead and pull something out of there.
I was going to say ladies first, but
reach in that big black container there. I got Genghis Khan. What'd you get? Thor? Yeah. Damn. No, Genghis Khan is pretty freaking badass.
Super badass.
It's Genghis Khan doesn't need any superpowers to kill 1 million people.
No, doesn't. He just needs an entire army.
Yeah.
But I know one person that doesn't need an entire army. Just one hammer. That's Thor. It's pretty simple. Like, what would a human do to a god?
I don't. Genghis Khan is not beating Thor in a one-on-one combat or in any type of battle.
I was just about to say, when you said one-on-one, because you were really thinking that one through.
Or any type of battle with his whole army.
Army.
But where
we could bring back those motherfuckers that he killed, right? Bring them back. Let them be zombies. I'll even give you that. He's not going to scratch the surface.
He's never going to fuck up
That
Thor.
motherfucker, Thor is going to be doing his nails as he takes down these Genghis Khanians.
No,
That's a tough draw, man.
Yeah, getting Thor is hard to beat, but
King of Asgard.
Yeah, I would rather watch the second Genghis Khan movie than I'd rather watch the second Thor movie.
Is there a second Genghis Khan movie?
There's probably multiple Genghis Khan documentaries, and I'd probably enjoy them
Documentaries.
all.
You're telling me you'll watch a documentary over watching any of the Thor movies?
No, Thor: The Dark World #2, the sucky one.
What's in that one? Is that where you
the elves, the dark elves? It's the one that everyone forgets because it was so shitty. It was their biggest tank in phase 2.
Name some other shit that was in it.
What
What was the major threat?
The major threat was the dark elves with the ether, and it's the one.
Loki was in it?
Loki's in it. He it's after Avengers, so he's in jail on Asgard.
He's in jail.
And
still has both of his eyes.
Yeah, that's the one where Loki escapes at the end of it and like sets it up for him to do more shit in the future. But it
must be bad. I mean, like,
it's the worst.
I can't remember.
It's the worst MCU movie before Endgame.
Worst MCU movie?
Before Endgame.
Worst.
Yeah. Thor: The Dark World.
Civil War?
Civil War's more fun and energy. Thor: The
I can see what you're saying.
If you remember The Dark World, or if you remember early Thor, before they brought the Hulk in and they did that all like, and then they put the cool music in. Thor was like real, like, Norse. It was real old. And,
hello, guys.
Yeah.
Tis what be for thou.
Yeah, and
then he became fun.
Yeah, and then he became fun. And so this was before that, and they changed.
This is where he fell in love with Natalie Portman.
Yeah, I think she gets in this, she gets that ether, the like super powered. It's one of the Infinity Stones. It like poisons her body, and his mom. He has to bring her back to his mom. For his mom to
that one was garbage. That one was garbage. But I'm really thinking on this one because you're going like that's the worst one, and I'm like, man, I think there were some other duds out there.
Yeah, where Genghis Khan can't. When you draw something that can't beat something straight up, you gotta put your point as where it beats it. And I'm saying there's more
in a documentary, and like. That's more of a testament to how bad that one movie was.
Yeah,
like that was a turd of a movie, because it's like you're a dude that with a hammer and you got that hair and you talk like this, and it's like, how could you fuck that up? But leave it to people. They'll fuck some shit up.
And Genghis Khan beats Thor in Offspring. He beats everyone in Offspring. Number 1 at Offspring.
Beats off spring. It's not something to brag about, though. Like,
yeah, it wasn't a good thing.
because I'm just saying,
how
like,
he
so
did it.
Thor beats him in paternal responsibilities.
Yeah. Less rape. A lot less rape.
Yeah, I mean, and he doesn't care about his offspring. He's
And
got too many to care about.
A lot less catapulting dead human bodies on fire. That's
I mean, but that's
that could be a negative.
that's traveling with style, though. You know,
Yeah.
with flair.
Yeah, they say the one story I always remember is he had like
Draw another one.
Yeah, let's do another one.
Because you didn't like that.
Let's see what I get here. I got Bill Clinton.
Ooh, let me be a blowjob. Ooh, speaking of blowjobs, Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift versus Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
Well, when he was president, he probably would have been into her.
When he was president,
She's like, what, 30 now?
that's funny. That's funny. You made him out to be a huge pedophile. But she's too old now. Too vocal. Oh man, she just got engaged to that football player dude.
Yeah.
So he's about to ruin his life. Who's ruined more lives, Taylor Swift or Bill Clinton?
That's a hard.
Oh shit.
Oh man.
Oh, who's better at ruining lives? Damn.
Yeah,
Are
we'll
you
never know.
Kidding me? That's a close tie. Oh.
She's slowly destroying man by man,
Man
over
by
over
man.
over
Like-
a 2-year dating period.
Oh, and then not fans destroying fan life. She'll like, oh, I'm re-recording my music. Now you have to buy more. Oh, you want to come to my concerts? Chop off an arm and a leg. Like it's.
Yeah, I can't respect how much her ticket prices are. I will tell you, Bill Clinton probably has lower ticket prices. That's where one place Bill Clinton beats Taylor Swift.
Exactly, because he's like, either you could pay the $20 or you could just give me a blowjob.
I will say that Bill Clinton might be one of the only people that could silence Taylor Swift. People say that the Clintons have a trail of disappearances. I don't know if that's true or not.
here's the
I just
thing.
hear that from uncles and such.
Yeah, of course, man. You know those uncles when they're not saying the N word, they got like conspiracies. But like, I think she's a little bit bigger than someone that they could silence.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm thinking they make a phone call and then her phone rings and it's like, then it turns into a bidding war.
Yeah,
and you don't want to play that game.
I'm sure Hillary probably listens to Taylor Swift. She probably is all for it because she's a girl power. Hillary's all for like women's empowerment.
I think one of Hillary's business suits listens to Taylor Swift, but I don't think Hillary cackles to Taylor Swift like that. That's Chelsea Clinton, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Chelsea Clinton's. She looks like Do you remember Treasure Trolls? They got these little troll faces. Who do you think you kidnapped, Chelsea Clinton? I feel old now.
Well, I'm young. Like I'm like really young. I'm not even 24.
Ugh,
I'll be 24 in a couple months, in April.
man. I'm just glad I don't have to do this shit over again.
You don't want to do it over again? I feel like a lot of people do want to do it over again. A lot of people say that, but I don't think anyone would.
Yep. That, like, motherfuckers say that shit again. I look at the shit that's going on now, and I go, ugh. Like, anywhere from, like, the music to the whatever, I don't want to be a part of it. Like, I get it now, how people turn into these old curmudgeons, but it's like, it's so bad. Like, the weakness of individuals and the frailties, and I wouldn't want to try and raise a kid. My job is to make this kid strong and survive into the future like I've survived into the future.
Yeah.
I don't know how to put these things in place because they still have to go to a public school.
They don't have to, or you got to fork up an arm and a leg if you don't want them to.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, and then if you go to a private school, they're going to be indoctrinated with religion.
Dude, if religion's the worst thing that they indoctrinate them with, then fine. But shit,
religion sucks. I went to Catholic school my whole life. I firmly I have a hatred for that.
Even then, there's the indoctrination process for private schools.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's not just religion, a certain thinking and Jeffer, Colin, Bryce, come over, and
Bryce,
and then-
Tyler,
and
Kyle,
then
get over here.
Little Jay Jr. runs over. Oh yeah, bring the brown one. Like stop. like so it's there's too much outside influence that I'm just not a fan of.
Well-
And then you can't win by you could just win if you just
Without private school, I wouldn't have known any black culture without private school, because I went to St. V, which St. V's like, St. V's probably 25-30% black students, because it's, I don't know how it
But
happens.
if you went to public school, no black students.
In where I lived, yeah.
Well,
And it would have been like
sure
5 black kids, but at least at St. V, being on the football team, I was able to experience some culture that wasn't what I grew up with.
you would have learned at the other school, but you would just been getting beaten by black people,
Yeah,
especially if you were on a football team.
yeah. I mean, dude, if I wanted to play it at St. V, I probably would have had a couple varsity letters under my belt at the school district I was from.
So you had a better opportunity at the other school district, but this one was too small.
Well,
meaningless.
So the other school district was if I would have went to the school I grew up in, I would have went to school with 400 students, and I played youth football there, and I was one of the better kids in the grade. Like I was always like, I got to play in like 6th grade, I got to play like monster back, which is it was a roaming safety.
Yeah.
We just called it the monster back. So basically I was blitzing, I was covering the run, I was covering the pass, and I got to play like an awesome position. I go to
an aggressive position.
Yeah, I go to high school, and I'm not a bad player. I was a hard hitter, always a good hitter, but that's what I was best at. I could hit, and that was about it. I like to hit people. I like to really crush people.
But if you good at it and you have that, like, you start picking up those little minor things where it's like you read a certain way and you see a certain way.
Well, I was a DN, so reading alignment, like I could still to this day, like I went and played some flag tackle football on Thanksgiving with some guys down on Barberton High School field, and like I'm like, screw it, I'm not the biggest guy in the world, but I'm pretty big.
Yeah.
And 6 foot 200, I was 220 at my biggest in high school, but
goddamn,
6 foot 220, I could bench press 225 10 times.
Yeah.
I can't even put up 225 now once, not even once.
Oh no, yeah, that it goes very quick.
And I could get off that line and take a 300-pounder and blow him on his back.
So you know how to fucking pause. No, I'm kidding. But you knew how to like take your size and shift it in a eloquent sort of way.
And we had a great D-line coach. I mean, St. V, at the time I was there, we still had the defensive coaching staff that had 2 state championships with like multiple Ohio State linebackers and safeties, like Paris Campbell, if you ever heard of him. He's on the Indianapolis Colts.
No,
and
fuck them.
Dante Booker, linebacker from Ohio State. They both went to St. V just before me, and they had a great coaching staff there at the time for defense. And
you had no choice in the school that you were going to?
I had no choice. I begged to go to public school. My parents told me later that they were worried if I went to public school, I'd have been in jail. I was a bad kid.
Well, if you were a bad kid, then you were a bad kid. There's
Yeah,
no way
I was a
around it.
bad kid, but the people they were like, well, if I would have went to public school, like, I mean, I got into drugs and alcohol in 8th grade, and if I would have been at public school where there was more kids getting and like it was like
you would have had all the bad influences.
Yeah, all the kids at my school, I'm a freshman in high school and I'm smoking weed and drinking, and all the other kids at the school are like, oh, like they look down on me for it. But come senior year, everyone's like, hey man, where do you get your weed? They grow up a little bit and they come around, but everyone, like, freshman year is like, that's a bad kid. But if I would have, my parents were like, if you'd have been in public school, there would have been other kids like you that you would have gotten to more shit with.
Oh, absolutely.
And like,
you would have found more fun.
Yeah.
Because at that age, you didn't care about discipline. You cared about fun.
No, fun. Fun was awesome.
You're using hindsight to go like, yo, if I was there, I'd probably been like on some like, yeah.
Well,
I'm like,
that's what my mom said. Why they wouldn't let me go to public schools? They were
Yeah,
like,
that
I would have
makes
got arrested on doing some dumb shit.
They're smarter than you.
Yeah.
You're applying what you had at this other place to what you would have over here, but you're not applying the other factors of, now that I know you were one of these fucking troublemakers. And
Yeah,
shit.
I was a little rage problem kid too. That's why I was good at football.
That's but with the bad, if you didn't have that drive for that sport in high school, it would have been tough.
Yeah, because I noticed with people who didn't play team sports, they just don't have like this. There's something weird about them.
They're missing a small link when it comes to team mentality, cohesion. Because it's like you protect your quarterback, or you get there, do your job so that the rest of the team can do their job, and this team can win. We lose the society when we stop instilling these ideas in people.
When you're a D lineman, when you're a defensive end, there's only one time you're supposed to make a tackle on a pass rush. You're not supposed to make the tackle on a run. As a defensive lineman, my job is to blow up the pulling guard so my linebacker has a free tackle.
Okay.
I don't.
You set up the situation for the tackle.
Yes. As a defensive lineman, most of the time, my job is to occupy and like
potential blockers.
I'm supposed to make the linebackers make tackles. Yeah. They're the tacklers. I'm the guy in the way of the blockers.
Yeah.
So like you do your part. You do a small little part of an 11-man operation.
Yeah.
Like as a defensive end, you and the other defensive end have pretty much two responsibilities on a run, and it's don't let anyone get outside of you, and if there's a pulling guard, if you don't get blocked and they down block in front of you and there's a pulling guard coming across the line, that guard's coming to pull on you. He's coming to block you and make a hole right inside you. So you actually go and you chop his knees.
Yeah.
Yeah, you chop his knees at the center. You're supposed to meet him in the middle, and you're supposed to make a big dog pile so the running back has to bounce right into your linebacker.
Yeah. It's forcing them into. So, okay, and this is the first time I've ever been able to crack the code on that football shit, because I never knew that shit.
Defense is a very interesting thing, because not everyone's supposed to make the tackle on every play. There's like one or two guys who are supposed to make the tackle, and the rest of the guys,
chaos.
Yeah, the rest of the guys are supposed to make way for the tackle.
And speaking of making way, you guys have been listening to Two Dukes in One Cup.
2 Dukes in 1 cup. We actually do got to get out of here. We're not going to make the funny stop. So, thanks for coming on, man. Thanks for being on my show. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for listening to the Duke It Out podcast. Like, subscribe. You know what we are. We're the dukiest podcast in town.
Yeah, get duked.